Men of the Nigeria Police Force, in line with the zeal of the Anambra State Governor, Professor Charles Chukwuma Soludo, to wipe the state of apparent criminal fetish practice of Okite and the activities of some Ezenwanyi largely believed to be responsible for cases of missing children, have arrested a medical doctor alongside his gang of child-stealing syndicate and rescued over 10 missing babies looking already malnourished in captivity at Onitsha area of the state. The police authority described the arrested medical doctor as fake, but the suspect alongside others were apparently not paraded for further independent investigations. The Anambra State Commissioner of Police, Ikeoye Orutugu, in a statement on Monday, called on all parents looking for their missing babies to come to the police command headquarters in Oka for identification if any of the rescued babies is theirs. The commissioner said that, "I am pleased to address you and Ndi Anambra today on yet another breakthrough on our commitment to protecting vulnerable children and combating human trafficking in the state." Police operatives attached to 323 Divisional Headquarters on an intelligence-led information investigation on the 15th of February 2025 arrested one Mr. Odinakachukwu Okori, male, Ifunanya Ogbonna, female, and a fake medical doctor Mr. Daniel Ikebilu, male, and rescued 10 looking malnourished children in an apartment in inland town Onitsha. The divisional police headquarters have been monitoring one of the alleged suspects, Odinakachukwu, in the area on the receipt of a report on the 28th of July 2024 about a missing 6-year-old boy in the neighborhood. The operatives, having enough evidence, quickly arrested Odinakachukwu Okori on the receipt of the second complaint on the 13th of February 2025 of a missing 5-year-old girl in the same area. During interrogation, the suspect mentioned Ifunanya as part of the child-stealing syndicate. Further revelation led to the rescue of both children earlier reported missing and the arrest of Mr. Daniel Ikebilu, a fake doctor. Before, Odinakachukwu and Ifunanya confessed to have perfected their plans to flee with the 5-year-old girl to Abuja. Ifunanya also confessed to having sold the child 1 million nairas, to Mr. Daniel. The police, still acting on information gathered, further rescued 8 other children in an apartment in inland town, Onitsha. To this end, the command sought the assistance of the Anambra State Government through the Ministry of Women's Affairs for custody, medical attention, and care to help the children recover from the ordeal. This achievement highlights the importance of community police collaboration and intelligence gathering in combating child trafficking. Lastly, the command calls on anyone looking for his or her child to come to Anambra State Police Command for necessary action and possible reunion to their parents, the Commissioner of Police, Ikeoye Orutugu, stated. "We had reported that the monarch in Delta State, His Royal Highness, Epiphany Azinge, the Asajba of Asaba, has banned a particular group of female spiritual native doctors known as Ezenwanyi from Asaba, the Delta State capital, following the kidnapping and subsequent killing of Anambra State lawmaker, Justice Chukwunenye Azuka, whose suspected killer's kingpin was traced to a shrine in Delta State. We had previously reported that the new Commissioner of Police in Anambra State, Ikeoye Orutugu, visited the scene of crime to condole with the family of 3 siblings that were killed and kept inside the fridge at Uruwichi in Nnewi area of Anambra State while their mother was away for work at Ihiola. This as the State Governor, Professor Charles Chukwuma Soludo, with the Deputy Governor, Gilbert Onyekachukwu Ibezim, being the operational commander, always leading mostly indigenous team of special security operatives known as Agnekemba to invade and arrest Babalawos, or spiritual native doctors, under the practice of Okite, a claimed spiritual practice of printing banknotes, which investigations have since unraveled to be false, most especially as wrongly propagated by Nigerian movie industry, Nollywood, which human beings are seen in some of their movies to be vomiting banknotes as a sign of money ritual, although investigations have shown that there is no spiritual or ritual process that print banknotes, but what criminally minded babalawos or spiritual native doctors do is to prepare a charm known often in Igbo land as Okite to enable the applicants, including traders with legitimate businesses, to be able to start committing more crimes like internet frauds or yahoo, selling fake products, cheating customers, kidnapping, armed robbery, among other numerous inhuman crimes that met the applicants to get rich quickly. We had reported that the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB lawyer, Barrister Ezenwanyi Ejiofor has called out Anambra State Governor, Professor Chukwuma Soludo over the arrest and detention of a well-known native doctor always on social media, Chidozia Nwangu aka Akwa Okukotiwara Aki, accusing the governor of violating the rights to religious practice of the suspect as guaranteed by Nigeria Constitution. This, as Governor Charles Chukwuma Soludo goes harder on Babalawos, which are spiritual native doctors fueling insecurity in the state, most especially those under the religious practice of Okite or Ezenwanyi that are widely believed to be responsible for the encouragement of people into kidnapping, organs harvesting, money rituals, specifically rampant cases of stolen babies and boyfriends killing girlfriends for money ritual purposes, with investigation indicating that some dangerous crimes in Anambra are committed by teenagers, minors or underage children, often misled and manipulated into the inhuman crimes by elderly ones, forcing the Anambra State government to enact a new law that is dubbed Homeland Security Law 2025 that came into effect on January 17, 2025, which banned anyone from advertising or showcasing on social media or any public place his or her supernatural powers to make people rich without any lawful means of legitimate business, forbids any spiritual native doctor from using their powers to perfect magical bulletproof for people to commit crime in the state, and strictly stipulated 25 years imprisonment with no option of fine for any spiritual native doctor that requires human parts or blood to administer charms or protection to anybody in the state. Nigerian National Petroleum Company, NNPC Limited, has debunked a claim as stated in a now viral video that its premium motor spirit, PMS, dries too fast when compared to PMS from Dangote Refinery, stating that the particular NNPC fuel refilling station where the individual went to buy the PMS in Lagos State for the experiment was supplied the fuel product by Dangote Refinery, insisting NNPC uses high-quality compositions to formulate its PMS and Dangote Refinery adheres to strict industry standard in producing fuels it supplied to customers. The person who conducted the experiment, as seen in the video, said he bought some quantity of PMS refined by Dangote from a private fuel refilling station and went to NNPC station in the area to purchase another quantity of PMS allegedly refined by NNPC for the experiment. The person, as seen in the video, poured the same amount of the two separate PMS products into two small generators and put on the two generators at the same time and set a timer to monitor how fast the PMS burns. According to him, he observed that the PMS allegedly produced by NNPC dried faster within 17 minutes and some seconds, while the PMS produced by Dangote lasted up to 30 minutes and some seconds. NNPC, in a press release made available on Saturday, said that the NNPC fuel station he bought the PMS from sourced its PMS from Dangote Refinery, describing the experiment as false and misleading allegations. The press release, titled "NNPC Refutes Misleading Claims in Viral Video," reads below thus. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company, NNPC Limited, strongly refutes the false and misleading allegations made in a viral video circulating online, which claims that NNPC fuel does not last. This assertion is baseless and entirely unfounded, originating from unverified and amateur research that lacks credibility, accuracy, and professional oversight. NNPC Limited reaffirms that its fuel is carefully formulated with one of the best compositions, ensuring optimal efficiency, durability, and environmental sustainability for consumers. Furthermore, it is important to emphasize that a significant percentage of premium motor spirit, PMS, sold at NNPC retail stations in Lagos, where this deceptive video was created, is sourced from the Dangote Refinery, a strategic partner in promoting local production and energy security. Dangote Refinery adheres to strict industry standards, guaranteeing the quality of petroleum products supplied to our consumers. This misleading video represents yet another desperate attempt by economic saboteurs to misinform the public and tarnish NNPC Limited's reputation. We will not tolerate deliberate misinformation designed to undermine our operations and mislead Nigerians. Henceforth, NNPC Limited will take firm legal action against individuals or groups who intentionally spread falsehoods about our brand and operations. Those engaged in such malicious activities will be held fully accountable under the law. We urge the public to disregard such fabricated content and rely on verified sources for accurate information. NNPC Limited remains steadfast in its mission to ensure fuel availability, affordability, and quality for all Nigerians while maintaining global industry standards, said Olufemi Sonair, Chief Corporate Communications Officer, NNPC Limited.
Is it true that Dangote's fuel lasts longer than others? Let's find out. I bought 2 brand new I Better Pass My Neighbor generators straight out of the box just for this experiment, so no stories. MRS petrol stations have a partnership with Dangote Refinery, meaning you can buy locally refined fuel from them. I went to their station at Alakpere, Lagos, and I got 1 liter for 925 naira. For the comparison, I also bought fuel from NNPC in Ojodubega, Lagos, and it cost 945 naira per liter. That's 20 naira more than the MRS fuel. Now, looking at both fuels, the Dangote fuel looks a little bit darker. For these small generators, you have to mix the fuel with engine oil before use, so I did exactly that for both of them. I filled both generators with the same quantity of fuel, turned them on, and set a timer. And after 17 minutes 51 seconds, the generator running on NNPC fuel died fast. Meanwhile, the generator using MRS fuel kept running for 30 minutes. That's a 13 minutes difference, a big deal, especially when it's cheaper. So yeah, it looks like the Dangote refined fuel actually lasts longer than the fuel you get from at least
M23 rebels have announced the takeover of South Kivu city of Bukavu in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, and now in control of another major airport in the Kivu region, the Kavumu airport, after the secessionist armed fighters sacked Congolese soldiers and foreign mercenaries on Friday. Local observers said that Kavumu, a strategic location in South Kivu, hosts an airport that was used by the DRC's coalition forces to launch attacks on M23 positions. A video of M23 rebels mocking Congolese and its foreign coalition forces after capturing Bukavu was published online on Friday. The rebels had said that their intention is to advance to Kinshasa, the capital city of Congo, which is more than 1,500 kilometers from Bukavu, to change the government of President Felix Tshisekedi. Local media reported that the neighboring community of Morobo in central equatorial state of South Sudan has raised alarm of the likely effect of the crisis on the community, calling on its government to beef up security at the border town. There is a crisis in the DRC, and we are very much afraid that it may affect some parts of central Equatoria, and the activities of the M23 have displaced some people from Congo to parts of central Equatoria in Morobo, and if these activities continue, our border is very vulnerable. One of the resolutions is to request the Ministry of Defense and Veteran Affairs to deploy forces along the border line to secure the border from encroachment, Paulino Lukudu Obede, Deputy Governor of Central Equatoria State, stated according to local media. Video showed Congolese and its coalition foreign soldiers fled and abandoned their weapons when Bukavu fell under the M23 rebels, with the abandoned military equipment seen at the entrance of Bukavu Airport, which included battlefield tanks. Meanwhile, the Democratic Republic of Congo's president, Felix Tshisekedi, will not attend an African Union summit this weekend in Addis Ababa, the government spokesperson, Tina Salama, said. The AU summit is focused on ending DRC's conflict with M23 rebels in the east. Prime Minister Judith Suminwa Tuluka is expected to represent the African nation at the event, Salama said on Friday. Fighting resumed in DR Congo a few days ago, according to local media, after the M23 announced ceasefire, but Congolese troops started pursuing M23 forces near the town of Ihusi in South Kivu province, as the anti-government group continues its advance after seizing Goma last month. We had reported that the United Nations UN says dozens of inmates with more than 150 female prisoners alongside their babies were burnt alive on January 27, 2025 when some detainees at Munzenze prison in Goma set fire on the facility to escape after M23 advanced to take over the city, forcing prison guards to flee and shot dead many inmates. It would be recalled we had reported that, in a bitter reaction to the statement credited to South Africa President Cyril Ramaphosa over the killing of 13 SA soldiers in Goma by M23 rebels, Rwanda President Paul Kagame has talked off over President Ramaphosa's description of Rwanda Defense Force, RDF, as a militia group working with M23 and the SA president's threat. Rachel and commented on President Cyril Ramaphosa's social media post published, accused South Africa of being a party in the conflict in the Democratic Republic of Congo who always launch offensive operations against M23 rebels, only trying to manipulate the public by thus falsely claiming to be a peacekeeper in a war the SA has joined hands to escalate. This, as hundreds of Romanian mercenaries contracted to fight against M23 rebels ceded or surrendered to M23 rebels in the presence of the rebels' spokesperson, Willie Angoma Ingoma, who was seen in videos warning and cautioning the Romanians never to come to Congo to fight against them before the Romanians were transported to Rwanda for further assistance to their country. We had reported that over 1,200 men of the Armed Forces of Democratic Republic of Congo have ceded or surrendered Goma, the country's largest city, to M23 rebels, with DRC military uniforms flooding the streets after the pulled of the army attires and took refuge at UN peacekeeping military base, leaving South Africa soldiers to continue to fight on. But South African military formation in Congo in a statement denying that its men did not surrender to M23 rebels, insisting that the white flag hoisted by one of his soldiers during heavy gun battle with the rebels was normal military tradition for both sides to cease fire to enable the South Africa troops passage to receive medical supply and as well give room to the M23 rebels the opportunity to rescue their men injured in front of the South Africa military base near Goma Airport. This, as thousands of pro-government protesters attacked and burned some portions of US, French, Kenya, Uganda, Rwanda, and other foreign embassies in Kinshasa. We previously had reported that thousands of prisoners at Munzenze prison facility in Goma, the capital city of North Kivu province in the Democratic Republic of Congo, may have set themselves free after M23 rebels took control of Goma early morning hours, with videos posted online showing civilians flooding back to Goma and welcoming the M23 rebels in a rousing manner. Earlier same day, we also reported that one of the most troubled countries in Africa, Democratic Republic of Congo, government begged civilian residents in the country to flood streets on Monday the 27th of January 2025 just as M23 rebels are now in control of Goma, after killing the Congolese military commander, over 9 South Africa soldiers, a total of 12 UN peacekeepers, forcing other Congolese soldiers to surrender their weapons before the 3 a.m. Monday 27, 2025 deadline set. We had earlier in January 2025 reported that M23 rebels in the Democratic Republic of Congo early this year advanced and seized the town of Masisi. Same period, the Congolese government sent 172 death row prisoners to executioners, with 102 already confirmed executed, while the government kept mum on the third batch of 70 prisoners, including the May 19, 2024 37 coup plotters who were convicted and sentenced to death in September 2024, just as the country Minister of Justice, Constant Mutamba, threatened journalists with death penalty if they relayed the activities of armed group he described as Rwanda Armed.
Bringing you the news in a more digital way.